Hi, I'm Paul Akers, the owner and founder of FastCap, and welcome to my shop. This video series is called Fast 5. It's designed as short instructional videos on all of FastCap's cool products in under 5 minutes. However, some of the products require a little more instruction and a little more in-depth training, and in that case you can get that information easily by drilling down under each product category. But before we begin, let me tell you the story of FastCap and how we got started. My rotating table. This is where it all started in 1997. It was 8 o'clock at night. I was finishing up a large white melamine closet job. The shop was filled with cabinets and I was exhausted. The last thing I had to do before I went to bed was cover all the screw hole penetrations that I'd created, putting on finished end panels and scribe moldings. The next day I had to install the job at 8 o'clock in the morning, so I had to do this procedure. Unfortunately, I was tired and I didn't want to do it. And typically, for the amount of cabinets that I had in the shop at the time, it would have taken me a half hour to put the traditional screw cap cover that has a mechanical nib that presses into the head of the screw. So I said, man, there's got to be a better way. I sat down on my stool, I put my head in my hand like this, and I thought, man, how could we make this easier? After about 5 minutes, I said, how come somebody hasn't come up with a peel and stick cover cap? I walked into my wife, who was in the office, and I said, "Hun, what do you think of this idea, a peel and stick cover cap?" She said, "I think it's a great idea." She would have been nice enough to come out and help me from time to time, and she hated putting in the old screw cap covers. But the funny thing about that was my wife traditionally did not encourage me along these lines because I was always coming up with crazy ideas like rotating tables. She just wanted me to go back to work, but this one time she said, "No, that's a good idea." So I walked over to my edge bander, grabbed a piece of edge banding, cut off a piece just like this, and walked back to my bench. And I sprayed contact adhesive on it, just like this. I let it dry for a second. Then I went into my wife and I said, "Hun, do you have any of those stamps, you know, that you do with creative memories?" She liked to scrapbook a lot. And she handed me this Christmas tree punch. I took the edge banding and I stuck it inside the punch just like this. I went ahead, stamped out my first FastCap. It looked just like this. Then I went and I put it over the screw hole and it stuck perfect. And I said, wow, that was easy. It didn't telegraph into the hole. It was perfect. One of my sales reps came by from a local distributor and I showed it to him and I said, "What do you think of this idea?" And they said, "I think it's great. I think there's a real need for that." So I took it to the AWS woodworking show and I handed a sample of these caps to everybody that came through, along with the cheesy little brochure that I had created. The first month we sold $7,000 of these little cover caps in just a few colors, white, gray, and almond. The next month we sold $12,000. The third month I got $18,000. The next month $25,000, and the next month $35,000. What happened though, people started coming up to me and saying, "Paul, I got an idea, and I got an idea." And I said, "How cool is that? What would happen if I took all the creativity, because I knew I had plenty of it, and started harnessing it and form a whole company around this concept?" Then we came up with the idea of DBC, developed by a cabinet maker. We took other people's ideas, paid them a royalty, treated them fairly, and today we launch between 10 and 20 new products a year. Today, FastCap is a multi-million-dollar company with over 1,700 distributors all over the world. We make a wide range of products, all ideas that come to us from people like you. And that's the story of FastCap, and that's how we got going.